I opened my front door and froze. A shiny van was parked right in front of my driveway. Not a problem, usually, until I realized they weren't delivering a package. They weren't even visiting a friend. They were missionaries, with clipboards, with smiles, and an unshakable sense that my property existed for their convenience. And in that moment, I made a decision that would turn their entire day upside down. If you've ever had someone cross your boundaries and act like rules don't apply to them, hit like, subscribe, and buckle up, because this story is about a simple act of patience, planning, and sweet, lawful revenge. My name is Emma, and I live in a quiet suburban street in Oak Ridge Heights. I love my neighborhood. Quiet, friendly, peaceful, except when people treat your property like a public easel. We've had issues before, deliveries left in front of driveways, strangers wandering around, but nothing prepared me for the day a group of missionaries decided my lot was their personal parking space. They had vans, pamphlets, clipboards, the full package. And somehow, my perfectly tidy driveway had become the staging area for their door-knocking campaign. I tried reasoning. I knocked on their van window, smiled politely, asked them to move. Oh, we'll just be a minute. A minute stretched into 45, and each time, I felt my patience evaporating like water in the sun. They weren't just parked. They were blocking me in. I had errands, appointments, deliveries. People were starting to pile up behind me. And inside, I felt something like rage tinged with disbelief. Who do they think they are? Who gave them the right? I tried calm. I tried polite. I tried reasoning. Nothing worked. And that's when I realized sometimes you can't reason with entitled people. I could call the cops, sure. I could argue, sure. But that wouldn't be satisfying. Satisfaction, I realized, comes from letting them feel the consequences of their actions without me lifting a finger in anger. I picked up my phone, called the local towing company, explained the situation calmly, professionally, verified all the details. And then I waited. The missionaries continued with their door knocking, oblivious. I watched from my window, clipboard waving, van doors opening, pamphlets scattered in the sunlight, a calm smile on my face. Because I knew the tow truck would arrive, their vehicle would be gone, and the lesson would hit without me raising my voice. 30 minutes later, a rumble. A tow truck appeared. The missionaries looked up. Confusion, panic, frantic waves. And then their car started rising from the ground, lifted by the tow truck's hook. Every step, every click of the winch, a quiet satisfaction washing over me. One of the missionaries ran to me, shouting, "What are you doing? Why are you towing our van?" I smiled, hands in my pockets, calm, collected. It's private property. You've been asked to move multiple times. The lot rules are clear. The tow company is doing its job. They were speechless. Red faces, clipboard dropped, pamphlets scattered across my driveway like fallen soldiers. I didn't need to yell. I didn't need to explain more. The universe did the talking for me, and as the van disappeared around the corner, I finally felt the release. Calm, satisfaction, justice. This story isn't about being cruel. It's about boundaries, respect, and knowing your rights. Sometimes justice doesn't need shouting. It doesn't need confrontation. It just needs a little planning, and the patience to let the natural consequences do the work. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button, comment below. Have you ever enforced your boundaries in a way that made someone think twice? And of course, subscribe for more stories like this, the ones that teach lessons quietly, cleverly, and satisfyingly.